many of us have in our relationships and also in our families situations or circumstances that are causing or that seem to be the source of a great deal of pain and suffering. Now, I'm going to challenge that. I doubt that in most cases, that the situation itself is what's causing the pain. You know, it's rarely the what's happening that's causing the pain. It's usually the pretending that it's not happening, the story about why it happened or how it happened, or the justification of the circumstances. Well, you see, it's this way because of that thing, which is that because of that thing. So we assign cause by saying because. This is being this way, the cause is somewhere else. Right? Anytime that you're using the word because, you're assigning the cause outside of, at the very least, outside of oneself. Hardly anyone ever says, I'm the source of everything happening in my life. I caused it. My decisions, my choices, my actions, my inactions, my thoughts and feelings and words about a situation in response to, or sometimes really the most accurate way of saying that would be in reaction to, the circumstances or situations in your life. Very often, it's your own reactions to the circumstances in your life that are the source of the ongoing suffering and misery. Then we make up a story about why we did it that way, or how come we had to do it that way, or we did this because of something. And so because we never get to the source, the true source, the actual source of the situation, we continue to live in the story. The story about the situation is the source of the suffering, the denial, the pretending that we don't know the source, the pretending that the source is something other than our own responsibility in life. Then we continue the suffering, we continue the situation, and moreover, we get other people involved in the situation, and so that they begin to experience suffering in their own life. Suffering is described as a frustration in wanting to help you or to make a difference, but they can't, or trying for years to get along with you, and then finding that after all of that life's investment that they never will. So this kind of denial and pretending that you don't know that you're the source of your own life, that you don't know that you're the source of the troubles in your own life, and pretending that somebody else did it, then that will continue to cause suffering, and that suffering will not have end until you actually come to grips with, oh, wait a minute, I had something to say about this. I had something to do with this. I had a responsibility here. I had the ability. Responsibility is the ability to respond, yes? So I had the ability to respond, and I didn't take the proper actions to handle it. Most people, when they get in a tight spot, will do everything except the one thing that will handle it. The one thing that would take care of the situation. Sometimes that one thing is just simply telling the truth about it. Saying, you know what? I've been working on this relationship for 20 years. You've been lying for 20 years. I've been pretending that I didn't know you were lying for 20 years. And so we keep tiptoeing around that confrontation. Let's have that now. Let's do that. Let's have this conversation, and it'll either end or we'll go on, but we'll have a complete communication. We could actually have the opportunity or the possibility of restoring the love and affection and the trust that maybe faded away or disappeared when somebody did something honest or told a lie or cheated or whatever it is they did. How about simply telling the truth all the time as an access, as a way of getting into the life and the heart and the mind of another person and allowing them into your heart and into your mind and into your personality so that you can actually share yourselves. Isn't that what intimacy is? Isn't that what the juice in life, the juice in relationships is, I can think of nothing sexier, nothing juicier and more life-giving than to have a connection, like a real eyeball-to-eyeball, heart-to-heart, body-to-body connection with another human being, to really allow them to see you with nothing hidden, and to be able to look into their soul and to know that nothing is hidden, that they're not moving to escape your gaze, that there's nothing to defend or hide or lose, and to be simply there with profoundly and intimately connected with another human being. Isn't that what everybody's looking for? I think it is. I think that that's what people really want. And the people that we meet in our workshops and the people that we meet in our private sessions, the people that come to our seminars, behind the questions that they ask and behind the stories that they tell us is a longing to connect, to be loved and to love another human being and to feel that they belong, to feel that they can communicate whatever's there for them, communicate their life, their soul, their inner wisdom, their longing, their love. To be able to communicate on a profound level and not have to struggle and fight to communicate or to try to manipulate or move around or to step over or use the right words or to have some kind of an intellectual conversation, but to have a heart-to-heart communication with another human being. It seems to me that that's what people really want. To belong, to communicate, and to have integrity, to know that like things are how we say they are. It's not like we're pretending that it's some way that it's not. How many of you are in relationships, whether it's with your children or your parents or your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or wife, or your employees or the world, your relationship with the world? How many of you are in relationships in which, in order to maintain that relationship, you must pretend that you are something that really you're not? Or that you have to pretend that the other person is something that you know they're really not. Or perhaps you have to pretend that you have some connection that in private you know that you don't. But you have to show the world that you do. Those pretentious relationships are actually costing you your entire life. They have a cost. They have a financial cost, of course, because you're spending money on it. They have a cost in terms of your aliveness, your sense of vitality, your sense of joy and well-being. And because they have an effect on your well-being, they have an effect on your health. Ultimately, they will have an effect on how much you're willing to go out and enjoy life and accept the challenges that life offers and explore and become all that you are here to be. You'll live in fear. You'll live in a small world created by the sort of grouping of lies that you've had to tell about your life. And so you never will be fully expressed. It's costing you your full self-expression, therefore your full self-realization. The world will never have your true gift, and neither will you, because you're spending your life pretending to be something that you're not, and pretending to be related in ways that you aren't, to people who are pretending to be something they're not. I say, let's start telling the truth about it.